Hello everyone and welcome to my channel, and today I'll be reading Neuvillette Listener by me. So let's get into it. Neuvillette was not really sure why you were so excited lately, but you would attribute that to your natural personality. It's simply that he thought that you should rest more than usual, considering it's been a few months since you told him the news, and he's been trying his best to be accommodating, to help you as much as he could, to stay at home whenever the opportunity came, and he even appointed someone to take care of you. Not to mention that you lived in the Palais, so he was not working very far, and on his every break, he would go to you and be by your side. And that's why he was not sure why you were insisting to work around so much. Darling, I am sure I could handle this. Please, let me help around. Neuvillette? I'm just getting quite bored of sitting around and doing nothing. I'm sure you will understand. Please, just let me be for now. And I promise you, when I get tired, I'll listen. I will do my best. Well, I suppose if you promise, then I will leave you be. I promise. Now you can go. I know you have some work, so please don't trouble yourself here with me. He wanted to say something, to tell you that he was not troubling himself, and as the mother of his child, you truly had no obligation to feel like you could do all of this alone. But he knew you would not listen, especially since he's been helping around, and you wanted to do some of the work yourself. Later on, he would come to regret it. Remorse and pain, the only thing he knew after what happened. You were just going downstairs, trying to get something, before heading to your room. And since you had expressed your annoyance earlier at him trying to get everything for you, to do everything in your place, he did not want to intervene further. But he should have. He really should have. Because all of a sudden he heard a scream, and he instantly hurried to you. But it was too late. He couldn't prevent you from falling. He couldn't prevent this from happening. And he only caught you before you could hit the floor. Neuvillette held you in his arms, and it started to rain outside. Somehow, no tears were coming out, no matter how much he was suffering. Oyan, please wake up. Please don't do this to me. You can't possibly do this. He begs. He knows there's nothing he can do, so he carries you within his arms, trying to be as careful as possible even as you bled. And then, he went to Siegeween. He had teleported, something he rarely did despite having the power to do so. He tried to use hydro powers to sense the presence of your child within you. But the life within you was very weak, and yours just as. It terrified him. But when Siegeween took you into her hands, she reassured him that you would be fine. Just relax, Monsieur Neuvillette. I promise you, I'll take good care of her. She'll be in good hands. Please, just rest, and try not to make it flood right above Fontaine. You trust in my healing powers, right? I promise you, she will be just fine, she said, reassuring him. And he nodded, trying his best to calm down, taking deep breaths. He didn't know what to do, feeling guilty and hating himself, if only because he let you do this. He knows you get too excited, sometimes way ahead of yourself, but he should have known. He should have done something. With all this power he had, and yet he couldn't prevent such a simple fate. It hurt, but it was a reality that he knew he must familiarize himself with. Despite how powerful he is right now, sometimes there were things he could not control. Fate, especially, was not within one's hand, and that's why he must be careful. So, as he sat outside and waited, impatiently so, it was when Cedrine got out and told him the news that you were fine, that your child was not affected, that he finally let himself relax. And when you woke up, he was sitting there, right by your side, and holding your hand. Sweetheart, how are you feeling? It's a little bit difficult. I feel a little bit pained. Is everything alright? Is the baby alright? Please tell me. Oh, don't worry. You're both fine. I'm so sorry, Wayan. I wasn't there fast enough. I couldn't do anything for you. Neuvillette, please listen to me when I say this. It's fine, and it was not something you could prevent. I specifically asked you to not intervene when I'm doing some things. I wanted to have my own agency, and I still do, but I was a little bit clumsy, I guess. But I guess maybe I should avoid climbing the stairs right now? At least until we're finally done with this. I mean, how many months left? 4? You could just carry me up and down, can't you? You say, teasing him to lighten the mood, and he chuckles, kissing your cheek. I can do more than that. I will do anything you desire. I know, Neuvillette. I know. I mean, you do everything I want. It's easy to tell. But please, don't feel guilty for it, okay? He nodded, kissing your cheek and holding you close. And after you went back home, he was a little bit more overbearing than usual, even before the initial argument. But you were not going to comment on it. Right now, the two of you relish in something far more important. The fact that the two of you were blessed and still carry that blessing. And right until you were finally able to bring that baby to life, you were going to try to be as careful as possible, just to not risk something like this again. Thankfully, Cedrine was always coming to you to check up on you, to make sure you'd be fine. But you definitely did not want to put her healing to the test once more. Just because it worked once, it doesn't mean it will work every time. And that was something neither you nor Neuvillette were willing to risk.